last week, and he's up to about 265 already. So, feel good about him. And then, Travis Jones, I think he's got a chance to be really good, playing inside there for us at the nose, and, big man who's really athletic. So I think from that standpoint, we've really helped ourselves, on the defensive line. And then I think a guy that, a lot of people really missed the boat on is Kevon Jones. I think, there was a kid, again, that just really developed and blossomed, in his senior year. You just watched the way he played, and, I think he might have been the, if not the best kid in the state, this year. When you watch everything, and then, having Hunter Webb there at linebacker as well, we helped ourselves there. And then when you get into the secondary, there we have, Malik, who's already enrolled and doing things with our guys there at the Husky position. And then when you look at the safeties and corners, getting really 8 guys, there, and Chanel being enrolled already, but with Ryan and Jeremy and Keyshawn and O'Neal, Jordan, Jalon, and Messiah, again, we really, speed, athleticism, some more length in the back end, more physicality in the back end. I really feel good about this overall class. I think our coaches did a tremendous job of evaluating these guys and finding out about them and knowing what we look for and what we know fits for us, not what maybe other people think fits for us, but we know what fits for us. And Aaron Smith being the recruiting coordinator, so those guys get a lot of credit. And the other thing is I like these guys because they're workers. They wanted to be here. They want to make a difference. They want to do everything that they can to get this program back to where we once had it. And again, just a bunch of guys that you felt good, being around through the process and talking to their coaches and people in their communities. They're the right kind of guys for us, guys that do it the right way, guys that are willing to work, and guys that aren't afraid of hard work. So again, I'm really pleased and really happy and with these guys, and really just can't wait for the rest of them to get here so we can start working with them, because again, bless you, there's going to be I don't know how many of them, but there's going to be opportunities there for them to be able to get on the field this year, and how they adjust and do all those things. They'll determine that, but there will be opportunities, for them. So I'll open it up to any questions.
I'm curious, now that you've got these guys in the fold and everything, they have to complete their high school careers, obviously. Do you give them a program? I mean, what can they do at their high schools to get ready to come in when they come to UConn?
Well, the young men that signed in December, and then the young men that just signed today, the young men in December, we sent them a strength and conditioning program that they could start being involved with. And this morning, after we got the letters, it went in the mail already to the guys who signed. So now what they could do is they could start to get on our program and follow that. And then we're allowed to send them different things as we continue to move forward so they can get a jump start. And that's where, the young men who signed in December, they had an extra basically 6 weeks, 7 weeks to get involved with that. And, these kids are, now they've been doing things on their own, but now they can get involved with our program.
And how much contact can you have with them? Can you now that they're...
Well, now that they're signed, we can contact them,
right?
Whenever we want to. We can call them as much as we want and everything else. Now, we won't go on the road,
right?
And see them, but we can, now we have unlimited phone calls and things along those lines that we can, we can talk to them.
So you'll keep checking in with them, obviously, to.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we'll stay up to date with them and everything. The other thing that I like about it, you know, and this has always been a thing for me, but a lot of these guys are multi-sport athletes, which I think is important, you know, because I think that that's very beneficial, you know, that they're not burnt out or they're not, they don't have any upside because they've been doing the same thing, you know, all year round. But I'm really a big proponent of multi-sport athletes.
Randy, now that you've been a full cycle with this early signing period and late signing period, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? And how did it help, you know, UConn size school vis-a-vis, you know, some, you know, like school, Alabama or anybody else or Power 5? How does it all fit in your mind?
I like the early signing period from the standpoint that the December signing period that, you know, that we were able to sign 19 kids. And we evaluated that we wanted, they wanted to be here, so we were able to sign them and put them to bed, so to speak. Because if you didn't have that opportunity, Jeff, these last 3 weeks would have been hard, because now you're babysitting, you got to worry about the cherry pickers, you know, coming in and taking your guys, and now you didn't have to worry about that. I think the thing that was interesting is the last 3 weeks of this contact period, you know, after the December signing period, you know, it was more competitive, because now everybody knows who's out there, who's left, and you might get more people. You got more people involved in trying to get the kid. Or if you had a young man that you had committed, you know, you knew you were going to have to, you know, stay tough, you know, all the way until, you know, this morning, you know, with it, because people coming back in. And I think, you know, the good thing is, like you see today, you know, there's guys that are making up their mind, you know, today, and choosing between 2 or 3 schools or even 4 schools. If people had an idea, they might have one of your guys on the hook, you know, that weren't signed, but now you got them signed, so they can't deal with that. I still don't like the fact that, I mean, it's interesting, you know, this past, I don't know, wasn't this week, because this week's a new week. That was last week, I guess it was. I don't know, all the weeks run together at this time of the year, but I was out and seeing some of the kids, but then also going to around to some of the high schools, you know, where there's the 2019 prospects. And the thing that bothers me about it with the early signing period is you got people now just throwing offers out there. You know, you got people coming into this state right now throwing offers out to these kids. They haven't watched the film. They don't know who the kids are. You don't have even a 5th semester transcript. So all the things that the NCAA talks about student athletes, people are offering these kids scholarships when they haven't done their research. And then I know this, the guys that we've offered, if they wanted to commit, we would take that commitment, you know, but there's a lot of schools that they send an offer, and I tell the coaches, well, call this particular school, and I won't mention schools, but, and see if they'll take, I guarantee you they won't take your offer. You know, so it's really not an offer. It's an offer if you come to our campus, or, you know, it's an offer after we evaluate some more things. That's what I don't like about the process. And, you know, what happens is, you know, nowadays you see all these kids on Twitter, when they get an offer, I've got my 20th offer, I got my 25th offer, you know, things like that. But are they really offers? And those were some of the discussions I had with some of the high school coaches. And, you know, those are the things that, you know, that bother me about the process, because I still don't think that we should be offering kids until August 1st of their senior year. You know, if you're really going to call them student athletes and you're going to do that, you have no idea when you're offering a kid as a freshman or a sophomore, you don't know if they're a student athlete or not, you know? And, you know, I don't know, it bothers me because it's not the way the process should be. And in my opinion, that, you know, we shouldn't be able to offer kids until, you know, like I said, we had a good process going, and, you know, where you finish this class and then you got on next year's class after you finished this year's class. And then you were able to go out and evaluate in April and May. You had your camps in June. You could get a 6th semester transcript. Then you could really make your decisions. You know, and now it's even different because they've upped the ante in terms of the grade point average and all those things. And you can do that. And now you can say, okay, now I can offer these, you know, I can offer this kid because I can go to my admissions place. Because here, what we got to do is we've got to take all the stuff to our admissions people. And they got to tell us whether the kid is a pre-admit or is a conditional admit. You know? And so, you know, we gotta do that. And so if you don't have, you know, you're offering kids, then you go and do that, well, you're gonna end up having some kids that you might not be able to get admitted because of they don't meet the qualifications of what the institution stands for. So to me, that's probably the downside in a long roundabout, you know, way. And if you didn't report it, you wouldn't have had it down anyhow.
That was my front end question. The back end question now is, you know, whole national, I don't know, controversy, right? Word about transfers and, you know, coming out of the Big 12. And I wanted to ask you what you thought of that. I mean, as far as athletes being able to leave if the coach leaves, or if, you know, NCAA puts